Hey folks, this is Matt aka Slash, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Let's take a look at the... There it is, mission control. See what kind of options we have available to us today. Let's see here. Test solid fuel booster in flight over Kerbal. Possibly. Sepratron. Oh, Sepratron sounds like a fantastic idea. We can probably test this. 400 to 600, 4700 to 1260. Yep, we'll go ahead and take that one. Test the radio decoupler landed at Kerbal. Sure, we can do that pretty easily. That won't be a problem. Let's see. Liquid fuel booster. Or liquid fuel engine, rather. We're gonna just hold off on that one. Orbit Kerbal. Is there an expiration? Expires never, so we're gonna go ahead and take that one. Alright. So we've got a couple of options here. Let's figure out what kind of craft we want to build to try to get into orbit around Kerbal. So we're gonna call this the Hula Hoop Mark 1. Like so. And let's see here, science-wise, we gotta make sure we got an antenna on the back of this, right? Always with the antenna. Very good. Mystery goo. I've unlocked this since the last time. Let's go ahead. Let's hold off on that actually, because if we get into orbit, we can just make use of that once we get back. We've got the Mark 16 parachute. We've also got a radio mount parachute at this point, and some landing struts. So let's just go ahead. Let's stick with this strategy. I think we don't have docking ports or anything. So that should be fine. We don't really need the radial parachute at all. Let's see. Let's take a look at our contracts. Sepratron 1, radio decoupler, and orbiting. That's the stuff that we're trying to do this time. Let's see. I don't think this stuff helps any still. Okay, the radio decoupler we'll have to test here, but let's go ahead and get... Let's get our ship in order here. Okay, we're gonna need a decoupler here for sure. Then let's put on our fuel tank. We're gonna put one of those on. Actually, let's put two of those on. And let's go with... Let's see here. Right mouse button, more info. What is our ISP look like? So they're telling me engine ISP 320 to 370, and then this one 320 to 370. Okay, let's go with the smaller one for the orbit portion. Let's get another separator on here. Yeah, and then let's put a few of these guys on down here at the bottom. Looking good. And we'll put the heavier guy down here. Alright, I'm happy with that. And we've got this guy now. With new, even more volatile fuel. Alright, well let's go ahead and put the radio decouplers on. We'll throw one of those on there, and we'll throw the solid rocket booster. We gotta make sure that this is as centered as possible because we don't have struts yet. So let's go here. That looks pretty good. And now let's go ahead and slap that back on with some symmetry. That should be more than sufficient to get us going. What else can we do here? You know, we should try seeing if they will let us recover these things. So we're gonna attach those, see if that's sufficient. I don't know if that even works. There was a problem where parachutes on vessels you weren't controlling didn't really do much, but we're gonna give it a shot. And you know, to that end, we're actually gonna throw a radial mount parachute here, and on the opposite side up here. Call me crazy, but I'm doing this to try to maximize our returns from these vessels. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot. Alright, now for fun, because they want us to test these radial decouplers while landed, so we're gonna go ahead and throw one on there. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and go like that. And we're gonna put the landing legs on. These like so. And we're gonna start them deployed. And we'll see how well that works. I think that gives us a good position here. Let's go ahead and click this. I wanna see if we touch this to the ground. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Alright, let's save this. What else can we put on here? Oh, we need the science guys. Let's get those, and we'll put them... oh man, we don't need that many. Let's put 2 on, and let's put them like so. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. Anything else that we need here? You know what? I'm not gonna bother with the winglets. Oh, the Separatrons. We need to test those, right? Test in flight over Kerbal. Sure. I mean, we can basically do that whenever. So I'm just gonna stick those on, say, here, just like that. And we'll just put them on a hotkey. So, now let's figure out what our staging should look like. First, I want to... we should technically be landed at Kerbal when these go. So I want these guys to go at the same time that these guys go. And hopefully that will satisfy the contract requirements, because we will be landed. So we'll jettison those as soon as we blast off. Then, when these guys are released, we also activate their associated parachutes. That's the word I'm looking for. Alright, so then we've got this, we fire. Then we separate here. And when we do that, then this fires. Where is it? This guy, right? Separate this, and then that fires. Sure, then when this engine is going, it'll also fire these guys off. That's not necessarily what I want. We're actually gonna move these all the way up here to the top. They'll likely have burnt out by then, because we're gonna put them on a hotkey. But I want to be able to fire them whenever circumstances warrant. And then here's the parachute for this, and that will trigger when we jettison that. And then here's the parachute on the top. Okay, very good. So, now, action groups. Let's see, custom action group number 1, that's these guys. We want to activate these engines when we press the number 1. Alright, and let's look at the crew. We're gonna send, Jeb is not super confident in this. We're gonna send Kerbal, because he's the smartest guy we've got, just in case we need some on-the-fly changes made. But I think we're gonna go with this. I don't think I'm missing anything. Let's review the contracts real quick. Radial decouplers need to happen while we're landed, so that should be good. Orbit we're aiming for, and then the Separatrons are at the particular thing, so we just have to watch for the Separatrons. I think we can pretty much hit the Separatrons at any point, and it won't have much of an impact on our flight, because these guys aren't very powerful. I'm not using them for their usual purpose here. Alright, let's go to the launch pad and see what this Frankenstein's monster of a rocket design can accomplish in one flight. Can we manage to fulfill all 3 contracts? I don't know. But we're about to find out. Okay. This is insane. But alright. SAS on. Let's watch the contract list here. Let's see if this one satisfies as soon as we launch. Which is happening in 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, they worked successfully, and look at them go. Oh, that was awesome. Alright, so up we go. Now, we're watching for this one. We want the speed and the altitude to be in the proper ranges when we hit number 1 on the keyboard. I'm gonna go ahead and throttle up. Right now we're exclusively solid rocket boosters, which is why we're not taking off super fast. But that's fine, I'm satisfied with this. Now the next major hurdle here is what's gonna happen when these guys deploy. Are they gonna like yank them in and we're gonna smack the ship? I don't know. That's why we didn't send Jeb. I wanted to send somebody who's actually could potentially die, as opposed to Jeb, who just comes back. Because if we have done very wrong here, well, then that's what we will determine that. We will see. Solid fuel lasts a long time in these guys. Alright, we're within our altitude range. Hopefully we can hit 400 meters per second before we get above 12,000 meters. Oh, I think we're gonna get there here pretty closely. Oh man, this is gonna be real close to the jettison too. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and hit 1. Alright, we've satisfied that contract. And now we'll jettison these. Oh, no, okay. So that did exactly what I feared it was going to. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to orbit this trip, but we should. Oh, why? It didn't like that? I tested the Separatrons. The conditions should have been met. Why didn't it? Why did it not like that? I don't understand. Let's try a very late gravity turn here. Huh. It did not like my attempt there. And I don't understand why that was not acceptable to it. Apoapsis is getting up there. Alright, we're gonna just kick straight over now. And try and get some horizontal momentum going. How we doing on fuel? Not the best, that's for sure. Let's grab a quick crew report. Okay, that's actually worth something. And we'll grab the mystery goo. I forgot that I was gonna do one on the launch pad and I forgot. So let's save that. How we doing here? Alright, let's kill this. I'm not happy with our fuel reserves. I think we can get to orbit, but can we get back is the question. I don't think that we can. I'm really confused why it didn't like the Separatrons. I fired them at the appropriate time. Maybe I didn't. I'll have to review the tape. Yeah, I don't like the amount of fuel that... There's no way that we're achieving an orbit here. So we're actually going to go do a completely ridiculous thing, and we're going to start burning backwards and try to land as close to Kerbal Space Center as possible, just to enhance the value of any recovered products or parts. This is one of the more ridiculous looking trajectories. But yeah, I don't think that we're actually going to land very close. Although, for all we know, we might have managed to land on this. Nope, never mind. Middle of the ocean it is then. Okay, let's turn the SAS off. And let's go ahead and stage. Now, I don't know if that actually deployed that parachute or not. But we are now in space! At least. And I'm pretty sure we've gotten a crew report from up here. Yeah, so that's pointless. Oh, I forgot to get the science first. Oh, well, that was a waste. Alright, we'll have to redo that at some point in the future. I was expecting to get to orbit. But down we go. Alright, well, we have a new crew report at least. Let's go ahead and transmit that. We've got enough residual electric charge for that. That way we can get a new crew report once we have landed. Because we have not landed in the water thus far. So we'll go ahead and grab one of those. Let's go ahead and EVA. And we'll take a surface sample of the water. I love this. Dramatically increase the surface humidity of anything it touches. Yeah, sure enough. No, a spacesuit was not strictly necessary. I agree. But we'll go ahead and board and recover. Okay, so we got some science. We got these couple of parts back. And of course we recovered our crew. So not too shabby. Let's go hit the Space Center real quick and see if we were able to... We have one piece of debris up here at the launch pad. I think... Let's recover it. I think... There's no value to it apparently, but I think that was the... I think that was one of the landing legs. Okay, so not the most successful mission. Let's get back in here. Let's do the Mark II here without the parachutes. So I think that didn't really gain us anything. So, whoops. That was not intended. So, no, they're not on straight. Come on now. Behave yourselves. Let's get rid of that. I'm gonna keep these landing legs on though, because that was kind of useful. Do that. Let's go ahead and flip these around. Just like so, and 2 of them should be sufficient. Okay. So we're gonna try this again with the Sepratron thing. That should have done the job. I don't know why it didn't. We're gonna send Fredball back up. Maybe he can figure it out. And this is technically the Mark II, but I just saved it as the Mark I by accident. So anyway, we'll just keep it named the same. So those guys will go off at the same time that these jettison, right? That's the same. All of this should still be the same. Let's go give this another shot. So now that we don't have the parachutes on the top of here, hopefully we'll maintain this middle stage, which is what we need to get to orbit. So we're gonna throttle up just for the sake of throttling up. Let's keep an eye on this again. So just testing the Sepratron and trying to get to orbit is what we're doing today. And 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, I love that. That's my new favorite way of launching a vessel. Until we get the stabilizers. Because that's too fun. Okay, I have a theory actually. I'm gonna throw these here. Oh, it still destroyed the dang... And we weren't at the right speed anyway. Well, that's ridiculous. Alright, we're not going to use those boosters in the next version. We'll use the older boosters. Because when those jettison, they bend the top ends inward and destroy the stage that was here. So, yeah, let's see here. Let's revert the flight back to vehicle assembly. So this is not the way to do it. let's go ahead and throw these guys back on down here. And let's use the old style boosters. Very good. And boom, boom, boom. 4 of those. And we're gonna go ahead and throw this engine down here to help out a little bit. And as far as the Separatrons, let's see, this is technically the Mark III. I'm still trying to decide what makes sense with the Separatrons, because my theory is, what I was starting to say before all disaster broke out, is that the Sepratron testing has to be done via the staging controls, not via hotkeys. So I'm actually going to completely get rid of this hotkey, because I think that that is actually causing the problem, and I will just have to throw these guys into a stage at the point that we want to use them. So that's going to take some quick thinking, but we're going to give that a shot and see what happens. And this guy should be stable enough without the launch legs. So we're going to launch like this and see what happens. Okay, launching 3, 2, actually let's keep the throttle down. 1, go! Woo! Alright, hang in there, keep stable. I have to do a little bit of manual control here. The SAS can't keep up. Holy moly, we're gonna kill the liquid fuel engine because the boosters are doing a fine job of getting us up into the air already. Save that fuel for when we're up here a little bit further. Holy mackerel. Alright, we should be jettisoning them pretty soon. Let's throttle up the main engine and get rid of those boosters. There we go, not too shabby. Lost some speed, that's alright though. Let's get ready for our gravity turn. Coming up right about now. I don't think we're gonna hit our speed requirements while we're within our... Nope. Nope, we lost it. Oh well. No success testing the Separatrons this flight, but that's okay. We'll find another flight in the future for that. Let's go out to this view and keep an eye on the apoapsis here. Let that continue pushing itself out. See if we can't actually manage to achieve our orbit. How are we doing on the old fuel? Fuel's coming along. Okay. Oh, maybe not. Ugh. Alright, let's jettison that. No, I don't think we're getting to orbit with this guy either. Gosh darn it. I just don't think that there's enough fuel here. Maybe I needed a taller rocket, more fuel tanks. How's that coming? Is that getting further away from us? It is. But I don't think that we're gonna manage to pull this off. I'm gonna kill it with about... No, I think we're just gonna go and see how far this takes us. But no, I don't think any orbit's happening today. Well, maybe. Let's push that up just high enough. We are losing some because we're still in the atmosphere, but let's boost it up maybe to 80. That's probably going to be enough. Actually, we might be able to pull off an orbit and still get home. It's not going to take much oomph once we get to here. Let's put in our maneuver. Haven't gotten to use one of these yet in 0.24. And aim for a circular orbit. 4-second burn. Yeah, we can probably pull that off, actually. Not too shabby. Alright, let's grab a mystery goo while we're flying. Kerbin's upper atmosphere. Okay, we'll keep that. Let's grab a crew report. I don't think that there's anything... no. Nothing interesting there. That's fine. Let's go ahead and tip ourselves towards our maneuver node. Like so. And we'll warp up to it when we get a chance. But yeah, I think we might be able to at least get an orbit. Testing those separatrons at that specific altitude and velocity is really, really tricky. It's honestly the sort of thing I think a space plane is more apt for. Alright, we're officially in space. We're gonna do our orbit burn right about now. Okay, we should now be in an orbit. Need a little bit more oomph. There we go. Now our orbit should not be decaying. And we've got 50 units of liquid fuel, so we will be able to get home. Sweet! We've achieved an orbit, and there's our indicator here. We've achieved our orbit. Nicely done. Fantastic. Alright, so I don't need to be reading any more of these. Alright, we have an orbit. We are, of course, on the dark side of the planet. That never changes. With doing a Kerbal Space Program Let's Play. Let's get a reading in space near Kerbin. Fantastic. Let's EVA. And we'll get ourselves an EVA report. Excellent. We'll keep that. And let's have him Lego. RCS controls on. We'll have you get that data. Why aren't you? There we go. Grab. And board. Alright. Not too shabby. Let's see, where does this orbit take us? We've got over waters. We can go a little bit faster here. And now we're over something else. See what that EVA report can get us, science-wise. That's over the grasslands. Apparently we've done that already. Is there like a desert over here somewhere? I can't even really see. There's a desert there. Highlands, okay, very good. How about over the mountains? Does that count for something? Yes, yes it does. And EVA report over the desert. Fascinating. I guess that's about it. We're gonna go around a few times though until Kerbal Space Center is in the sun. Or actually it's right about there. Let's just eyeball it, shall we? And try to get ourselves a descent trajectory that looks like it will work. See, that's nice and shallow. Bring it down just a little bit more. How about there? And if it looks like we're gonna overshoot, we'll burn some more once we're in the atmosphere. But for right now, this will do. Let's warp until we're in the atmosphere. And this is a fairly simple ship, so I'm not too concerned about... can we generate... What do we got? We got plenty of electric charge. Let's send... Let's do a crew report. Did I not do a crew report in space? I don't remember if I did or not. Oh well, there will be plenty of opportunities to do more crew reports in space. That's what we're doing. It's the space program. See, we're not quite deep in the atmosphere yet, so we're not getting any real atmosphere drag effects. Let's warp ahead here until we're maybe 50,000 meters and see what our trajectory looks like then. Is that looking not quite what I was going for, so we'll go ahead and burn a little bit We'll aim for maybe the islands here. How about that? How does that look? And what's the impact as we time warp here? Not much, actually. KSC is like right there. Let's go ahead. I want to burn retrograde, and I want to burn a little bit to the south. No. Yes. Which would be this way. Let's see what kind of impact this has. Oh, well, we're out of fuel, so doesn't really matter now. Let's go ahead and jettison. I said jettison. There we go. And we'll deploy our drag chute. Turn the SAS off. We don't need that anymore. And let's see how well we did with our trajectory. Oh, it's pulling in, but I think we're gonna land a little bit offshore. Not too bad, though. Not too bad at all. Hi, guys! We're coming! Yeah, we're pretty much straight up and down now, so this is our distance from KSC. Not too shabby. That's not a bad landing. It's not Kurt level pinpoint landing, but it's good. It will do the job. Chute deployed. Let's just time warper down the rest of the way. And Kersplash. Successful landing. Recover. Alright, we're almost up to 100,000 Kerbo dollars. We're at 134 science, that's pretty good. Let's see, parts, we got the typical parts back. Crew, we got Fred Ball back. Oh, what's our reputation's up 22.7 from where it was before, putting us at 424. That's not bad. We're doing pretty well on the whole reputation front. So, I am fairly pleased. There's still this one darned contract with the Sepratron that, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to manage to pull that one off. We'll see. We might try it again next episode. But this will do it for this episode. So, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to continue unlocking the tech tree. And we will see you next time. Bye! Stabilizers.